Hello, welcome to my channel, The Ascension Guide. I'm your guide, Joe Martin. So today, got a message from Ariah. I was actually waking up this morning and just checking my, emails and Facebook and all that stuff like I usually do in the morning. And I came across a few posts of people saying how they have such a hard time sleeping, and maybe it's the energy coming through or other factors. And so I sat there and I was just kind of thinking, like, so I asked Ariah, I'm like, why do I don't have any trouble sleeping. As soon as my head hits the pillow, even before I want to go to sleep, sometimes I'm passed out. And I'm like, so why do I sleep so well, and other people have such a hard time sleeping? And the answer that came through was mind, body, spirit. And so I'm like, okay, can you elaborate? Obviously. But it was interesting because so what a lot happens a lot of times apparently when we sleep is or when we're trying to go to sleep is our body will kind of start to replay scenarios that have taken place in our lives or throughout the day or whatever it is. And from what they told me, a lot of times it's lessons that need to be learned. And if you're not learning your lessons and you're not taking the time to sit in silence or meditate or reflect upon your actions and do those types of things, then they're going to come when you're actually finally things are quiet and they can come through and kind of let you contemplate those actions or decisions or thoughts or whatever has happened. So that's one factor. People aren't taking that time out to reflect and meditate or whatever it is and calm their mind and learn the lesson or whatever it was from that situation. And so that can be one factor. So that's, mind. And I guess you could probably throw spirit in there too as well, because I believe the lesson, factors and that sort of thing are part of our spirit, part of our soul, and our evolution, our journey here. But then the other, mind, body, soul, body. So that can be another factor. So one thing that we don't fully comprehend, I don't think, about exercise and different things and the way our energy body works is we can have like stagnated energy, built up energy. And if we're not allowing our energy to flow properly through our body, it's going to cause, it can cause a myriad of different issues. It can be weight gain. It can be, other types of injuries or traumas or whatever it is. They can start to manifest in your body because you have these blockages of energy and it's not allowing the energy to flow where it needs to flow properly throughout your body. So, and then this can also happen when you have just kind of an excess, where you feel fidgety or antsy or anxious, whatever it is. You have this excess buildup of energy in your body. And for some, maybe it takes a 5-mile run. For some, maybe you just need to meditate for a minute. And, for others, maybe it's a quick breathing exercise to kind of move that energy around. There's really no one size fits all approach to any of this. If I was making recommendations for what works for me, is I try to do yoga and meditate every single day. I believe it's very important to be able to move the energy in your body and calm the mind and kind of have it still and allow that reflection period to happen where you can kind of have thoughts come in and out. And sometimes we need to reflect on our actions and say, could I have handled that situation better? Should I have said that? Should I have not said that? Or did this or did that, whatever it is. And then when you go to lay your head on the pillow at night, all those thoughts won't start popping up right in that moment where you are, now you're sitting here and thinking you're a bad person, or you should have made all these different decisions or whatever else, or I'm super tired and I just want to go to sleep because I got to work tomorrow. And then it just starts this whole, buildup of thoughts and emotions and energies and all these things that are, counterproductive to sleeping. So mind, body, spirit. So we have to take care of those things, and we have to acknowledge the lessons that are being presented to us in our lives. Otherwise, they're going to keep recurring and they're going to keep coming more and more intense. Now, I know there's some people that probably have some sort of medical condition or whatever, and, understand how your belief system plays into that. And I made a video about that before. I can link for you guys about healing yourself and that sort of thing. Um, but really, it's about, you have to move your body a little bit. You have to move that energy through your body. And like I said, everybody's different. It may be just a walk around the block for you. It may be, like I said, just doing a couple quick stretches and breathing exercises. And maybe you got to go lift a ton of weights. Maybe you got to go run 5 miles. I don't know. Everybody's different. So figure out what works for you, though, and start working on reflecting on those situations, taking time during the day to quiet everything around you. So many people are caught up with kids and work, and then they go watch TV. And then by the time the next thing they know, they're in bed trying to go to sleep because they got to work in the morning. And they're laying there with their eyes wide open, thinking about all the things that happened through the day. So try to take time earlier in the day, reflect on your actions or situations or the lessons that have been presented to you. Try to understand what they are and how you can learn them. And then they won't come back to you when you're trying to sleep. And, same thing. I don't know if any of you you guys watching have experienced, I think they call it like restless leg syndrome. I don't know if it's an actual syndrome or anything like that. I tend to believe it's one of two things: either an excess buildup of, sugar in your body that kind of makes you fidgety, or energy because, you didn't move enough throughout the day. And I've noticed that on days that I don't, do yoga or something, I'll be kind of laying there in bed and I just kind of feel fidgety, like I got to move my legs all the time. And, like I just have this excess energy built up that needs to be released somehow. And the days that I do yoga and I do meditate and do the things that I should be doing, I don't have those issues. So, maybe just correlation, maybe causation, who knows, and maybe it's just that it works for me. But I would be curious to hear others and your perspective. Do you have trouble sleeping? And do any of these things ring true to you? Are you not getting enough exercise or meditation, or your diet too? That's the other thing, with the body part of it, that, and this is not a one size fits all. Nothing I ever say ever is. So don't ever take anything as a one size fits all. But if you eat something right before you go to bed, now your body's trying to process that, and it's not getting that full recovery. It's not going into that full recovery mode. So you're not getting that same sleep, and your body's, actively trying to digest food while you're trying to shut down and, sleep. So it's kind of counterproductive. And, take that to the next layer when it's spicy food or something that doesn't really agree with your constitution all that well. So understand how that works, understand how those things play together. And, if I was making recommendations, as somebody who's not a doctor, but just through what I've come up with, on my own for what works for me, don't eat at least 2 to 3 hours before you go to bed every day. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water, not a lot of caffeine or sugar, and like I said, this is about balance too. I drink soda. I still enjoy it. There's things that I enjoy, but it's all about balance. I have maybe one a day, or if that. And usually with just dinner or something like that. But if you're constantly drinking soda or sugar drinks or these other things, and you can't sleep and you can't sit still and you can't have your mind calm, start to pay attention to what you're intaking. Start to pay attention to your output. Are you a very, sedentary person? Then you're going to have excess buildup of energy in your body, and like I said before, you'd be surprised probably how little it really takes to move that energy through your body and get it, flowing the proper way. A lot of people think that exercise has to be this long 45-minute hour process or something, and it really doesn't. I mean, 10 to 15 minutes of just moving your body, making your blood flow, getting your heart rate going, clearing out your lungs, breathing heavy. That's really all it takes. Break a little sweat, and, you're going to get that same effect as somebody who's doing it for, even longer. If you're doing it, there's different reasons to work out, right? And that's one of the things I had to come to the realization of, we can worry about our body and our, how we look and how much fat we have on us and weight and all those things, or we can worry about how we feel. And that's how I transitioned mine. I used to lift weights like a maniac all day, and do hour and a half workouts lifting weights all the time. And I would feel, broke, and my back would hurt, and I would just be sore. And it's like, what am I accomplishing? Yeah, I'm really strong, but for what? What do I need to be really strong for? And So that's when I really transitioned into yoga. And I just started to notice how great I felt afterwards compared to, you go lift weights and you're sore and you're depleted and, you don't even want to do anything afterwards. And then yoga, I felt rejuvenated and energized and loose. And I could just feel my energy was flowing freely and naturally. And it just felt right and good. So, I would highly recommend trying that. And if anybody is interested, I did just put out a yoga video, so you can follow along to that. I'll link this in the description and stuff. So you can give it a try and see if it works for you. But yeah, so if you're having trouble sleeping, I would love to hear your comments below, or if you do sleep well, what do you think is contributing to that? What helps you have a clear mind or clear conscience at the end of the day? So just to recap, clear mind, clear the energy in your body. And those two things make up your spirit. So if your spirit is, there's energy within your spirit as well. So all of those things flowing properly, we have to take care of all three phases, and that makes the optimal human experience for us. So leave a comment below. Let me know how it's working for you. If you're sleeping or if you're not sleeping, or if you tried any of these things and they helped you. But I do think, especially, I was kind of on the right path with what I thought why, I slept, but then Ariah kind of, clearing it up for me and letting me know that, there really is factors that we as humans have to, take into consideration. We need to reflect on our lives. We need to reflect on the lessons that have been shown us. And if we don't take time to do that in our day, it's going to come sometime. So maybe it's going to affect your sleep habits. So just something to think about. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, or, you can send me an email. My email address is in the description below. And as always, please like and share this video, as it helps the algorithm, helps everybody, get to see it as much as possible and spread the message. And if you haven't already subscribed, I would much appreciate it. So thanks, everybody. Until the next video. Love and light.